Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I know we're a couple of minutes late. We're getting used to a new workflow, but we're going to make sure we give you everything you need to know, especially with this ever-changing forecast. We've added some things that you needed to be aware of as we head into the weekend. It is 7 o'clock in the evening, but we are still having a little bit of coffee here because we still have 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. It is long day. 8 o'clock in the evening, and we're having a cup of coffee because that's the kind of day it has been. As far as the forecast is concerned, there are a couple of changes. Number one being that we've added a couple of first alert weather days since yesterday. Our morning team added a first alert weather day for Monday, and we decided this evening that we needed to go ahead and do that for Sunday as well. Something that I want to make sure that everybody understands about these first alert weather days heading into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all first alerts are not created equal. And honestly, this is because it's a series of unsettled weather days. Saturday is going to be the day that we have the best chance for widespread rain, but we're going to get southerly flow on Sunday and Monday. A little bit more humid, not summertime humidity, but a little bit more than what we're dealing with right now. And that's going to lead to some instability, specifically in the afternoon. When you have the heating of the day, that's going to lead to showers and thunderstorms starting to fire up. So that's going to make for some hit or go issues for some folks. That means that some folks will get pop-ups, others will not. But because of all of the outdoor activities that we have going on this weekend, we thought that this was something that you kind of needed to at least have in your back pocket. If you have your First Alert Weather app, you'll be on top of that as we head into the weekend. Anytime those thunderstorms fire up in your neighborhood, we'll tell you where they are. 7, 8 miles away from you, 10 miles away from you, we'll tell you where the lightning is, which is the most important part. Meanwhile, today, gorgeous outside. High pressure has been to the north and east of us. That's led to mostly sunny skies. If you were with us yesterday, I told you that high pressures typically suppress cloud growth, and that's what we saw unfold across the region. It also baked us today. Temperatures roughly 5 to nearly 10 degrees warmer than we were yesterday. Not a bad feel out there right now. 81 degrees here in Atlanta, 82 Thomaston, mid to upper 70s across most of the region. It's going to be a comfortable evening. Still not too late for you to participate in Wind Down Wednesday. Y'all know it is my favorite day of the week next to Sunday. With the mild air outside and comfortable conditions, I expect most of you all to be sipping on a little bit of Chardonnay. That's going to be the recommendation for the evening. 70 degrees by 11 o'clock. Mostly clear skies as we push into the overnight, and we'll fall to about 62 here in Atlanta. If you're in the suburbs, it's going to be upper 50, so not much of a difference. Nice enough to roll down the window as you drive into work tomorrow, and we do expect sunny skies to really dominate the first half of your day. As we head into the evening, clouds will start to build in, and you can see a little bit of moisture starting to bubble up in Alabama. That's going to be our rain chance that starts to trickle in on Friday, but your Thursday is looking pretty good. I'm calling it about a 10% chance of rain. That means that most of you will not see those sprinkles that do develop. 81 degrees by lunchtime tomorrow, so very warm indeed. Climbing into the upper 80s as you're making your way home from work. 87 is our forecast. So far, we've only hit 86 this year here in Atlanta. So if this forecast verifies, this will be the hottest day of the year so far. So something we're watching. And if you have a lot of PTO days, I said this last night because the person that's going to be joining me in a few minutes does not. She has no PTO. But if you do have some PTO days to burn like me, I think I'm sitting at 102 hours. Wow. If I want to take I just wanted to let you know. If you have some PTO to burn and you wanted to get out, maybe hang out by the pool tomorrow, this would be a good day to go ahead and use it.
It's a great opportunity to go to work, too.
It's a great opportunity to go to work. You know, listen, all year I have been using every day as a great opportunity to come to work, which is why I have 100 hours stored in the bank. You know, that microphone is muted. Hold on. What was that, Shon?
Set the bar for us really high. I'm proud of you.
I'm trying.
I think the great weather has got you in an incredibly great mood.
The great weather has me in an amazing mood.
You know, I'm just noticing all of our meteorologists, all of you have teeth like chiclets. I mean, pearly white.
I'm so done with you. She said chiclets.
Pearly white.
She said chiclets. I'm so done. Back to the forecast. Unseasonably warm numbers dominating the forecast tomorrow. Really going to be a gorgeous day. We are going to see some rain start to build in as we head into Friday. Now, this rain on Friday is going to be real spotty in the morning. I don't expect this to impact your morning commute, but as we head later into the day, that's when that rain chance is going to start to increase. And by later, I mean 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll have some of this stuff starting to bubble up. Temperatures warm up. You see the folks getting into the low to mid 80s, and you see these showers and storms starting to bubble. Right right now, a lot of the models are keeping the bulk of that energy east of the city, but with pop-ups, it's one of those things that we kind of forecast a couple of hours out ahead because it's kind of hard to figure out exactly where pop-ups develop. This isn't a front or a boundary moving through. This is just instability that's all over North Georgia that's just going to be bubbling. And I kind of mentioned that analogy about, running down the street with a bucket full of water last night. Similar situation here. Things are going to be bubbling up across the region. I don't expect for it to be too intense, but if you do get caught under one of those little cells, could make for a little bit of a slowdown on the interstate. Things dry out as we head into Friday night, and there will be a period that's going to be nice enough for you to get out into the streets. But as we head into Saturday, unfortunately, another boundary pushes through, and this looks to be widespread rain and some isolated rumbles of thunder heading into the day, late morning, early afternoon, and then southerly flow bringing those pop-ups back on Sunday. So first alert weather day, Sunday and Monday. Monday, I would say out of the 3 days is probably going to be the lesser impact. But nonetheless, going back to work, that unsettled weather pattern continuing, we just kind of want you to know. And that's why we're first alerting that. Not that it's going to be terrible, but still just messiness around. So here's the 7-day forecast with the weekend in view. And you can see that our best days are coming very, very swiftly to an end as far as sunshine and warm temperatures. Tomorrow's going to be nice if you're okay with the upper 80s. It's a win. But then we start to see that unsettled weather pattern take hold Friday afternoon, and that really dominates the weekend. And there's shaky knees this weekend, which I got grilled on earlier this afternoon.
It's a pop quiz time.
Shon,
It's pop quiz time. Pop quiz time. What is shaky knees?
Shaky Knees is a music
You're
festival
struggling. You're struggling.
that happens here in Atlanta. And according to my sources,
Your sources are telling you
the
some
Foo
good
Fighters
stuff.
are going to be there.
Do you know how big the Foo Fighters are?
I do. Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
You have a very broad, expansive taste in music.
I do. Yeah, I love me some Rascal Flatts. I love me some Jagged Edge. I was just trying to figure out, and I asked this question earlier, and I hope I don't get reamed in the comments.
In
for
fact, you
asking.
can make your comments on YouTube. We're watching them right now.
Yeah, you can make your comments in YouTube.
Is Foo Fighters one of your favorite songs? I mean, favorite groups? And what's one of your best songs that you like?
It's a little bit before my time.
It doesn't matter. The Beatles were before your time, but you like the Beatles.
Yeah, that's true. A little bit more iconic. But
Foo Fighters, some would argue, is iconic,
some would.
if not the GOAT.
Some did earlier in
If
the
not the
newsroom.
GOAT.
I guess I just wanted, could I get a little bit of
What?
Tamia? Can I get some Jagged
Tamia
Edge?
won't be at
some
Shaky Knees.
112? Can I get
112
some
won't be there
Escape?
either.
I mean, Candy and them are just right down the street. Can we get Candy and them to come and give us a little?
They'll have their time in
little
Atlanta, but Shaky
understanding?
Knees will not be will
Can
not
they give us a little
include them.
understanding? I was just asking. That's all.
Why don't you
all
sing
I
it for
needed
us?
is some understanding.
Oh, you throw it in the lyric.
Alan is the singer. That's not me. So I'm not gonna do that.
But not only Shaky Knees, but Cinco de Mayo. You
I
like
wish
tacos?
you were in the shot. Can you come over
No,
here
I
so
don't
that
need to
people
be
can
in
see
the shot.
you?
You're going to see me and coming up with your headlines.
What
Oh,
was that?
wow.
Yeah.
But I'm really dark. It's like nighttime
But look,
versus
now you're in the light.
daytime.
Now you're in the light. Now you're in the light.
No, it's not light enough.
So are you going to the Shaky Knees?
No, I have 3 kids and volleyball, and I have had a very, very long 2 weeks. I'm going to actually slow things down.
Okay.
And just go outside and walk, take in some of the great air.
Okay.
I like that it's going to rain because it's going to bring down the pollen.
Okay.
Even though the pollen counts have lessened,
yes, yeah.
they are still an issue for people who have year-round pollen.
Yeah, the grass allergens have really been messing up Craig and them, Fred and them, so I definitely feel that. Definitely some room for improvement in that category. I'm looking forward to getting out there and seeing what's going on in the streets. I do want to take you back to the 7-day forecast because my time with you is coming to an end.
Oh,
but
I'm so sad.
The lovely Shon Gables is going to take, she's going to take over in just a second, but I do
I
want
can't wait.
you.
It's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity that we all look forward to you taking full advantage of. It's a beautiful thing. Our
You know,
people,
I believe there's always room for growth, and I'm in my growth stage.
look at the Lord.
Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
All righty, y'all. Here's that 7-day forecast. Speaking of forecast, Joe Geezy, thank you for dropping in the chat, said he came here to eat chicken tenders and get the headlines from Shon Gables, and I'm all out of chicken tenders. Oh, gotcha, Joe.
That's okay. I've got lots of headlines coming for you, Joe
He just
Geezy.
said that was the quick way of saying I need to speed
To
my little
skedaddle.
segment on. Here's that 7-day
I
forecast,
just want you
y'all.
to remind us, when is the rain going to start?
It's going to start Friday afternoon, and it's
Okay.
going to be isolated, but where it is falling, it's going to be a little heavy.
So for those who are going to outdoor concerts, to festivals, it is Cinco de Mayo. Are we
Yeah.
talking about a gusher? And we need umbrellas? Or
Saturday is going to be the day that I think is going to be the most impactful from a perspective of folks being out and about, because I think we're going to have more widespread rain and rumbles of thunder. Right now, the severe weather risk doesn't really look too significant there.
what about for folks who are flying into Atlanta's busiest airport?
Come on, y'all better say
The
that.
world's busiest airport.
The world's busiest
Are they going to
airport.
have a lot of turbulence, or we're going to have some delays at the airport?
Delays, nothing more than normal delays, probably.
Because just
specifically
from my
Friday.
vantage point,
Yes.
typically when there's just a couple of trickles of drops,
Yeah.
the delays begin.
Yeah, no more than normal. Once again, neither one of these systems are going to be massive systems. We're not really
So more of a nuisance.
more so of a nuisance.
Okay.
Maybe a 15, 20-minute delay, that's a nuisance. 3 hours is angry. But yeah, I think that's where we are. I think Saturday is going to be the day that folks need to be the most dialed in for the most widespread stuff. And then go out Sunday, make your plans for Sunday. It's Cinco de Mayo. But make sure you have the First Alert Weather app, because things are going to be popping up. And the best way to know when things are popping up in your neighborhood is to get those alerts that we send out, telling you that lightning is 11 miles away from you. The lightning's 11 miles away from you. You probably should go ahead and move in for a little bit.
And
let
I
it
think this
pass.
is a good time to remind folks that whenever you do hear thunder,
Yes.
lightning can strike up to 26 miles away? So when you hear thunder, you are potentially in that threat zone.
Yeah, if you can hear it, you need to go ahead. When the thunder roars, go indoors. That's the.
But
that's
what
the
if you're
simple way to say
outside
it.
of one of the festivals and you hear the thunder?
Then you want to find yourself into a safe space. Normally, they have areas that are safe for you to go to. There may be a tent that is built for this type of situation. There may be restrooms that are out there. You want to get. You don't want to be under
What places
trees.
do you not want to go to?
You don't want to be. You don't want to be under trees. You don't want to be out in the middle of an open field. You don't want to be the tallest thing, because essentially lightning is looking for the fastest way to the ground. And we are conductors. Trees are conductors. So you want to make sure that you're not in an open field. You want to get into a structure. You want to find some sort of structure.
And my sources have just told me that if there is lightning strikes, typically these festivals will either delay or shut it down.
Yep.
They'll evacuate it. It's better to be safe than sorry. So if that happens, make sure you download the Atlanta News First Plus app.
Yes.
Because we are always on, always there, giving you alerts the minute it happens to
Speak
keep
on
you
it.
safe all day, every day, 24/7.
Speak.
And you just pick the
on it.
neighborhood that you want those alerts to go to. It's so easy. And the app is free. Just go to Google Plus or to your Apple store.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
Well,
Listen,
teamwork makes the dream work, buddy.
we wanted to take you outside. We always take you around our area. We want to show you Georgia. We want to show you how beautiful it is. We showed you the skyline last night. Tonight, we want to show you Macon, Georgia. Gorgeous views down there.
Macon is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. Downtown Macon is giving vibes. It's giving energy.
We have a big story tonight coming up tonight at 11 about Macon. There is an area in Macon that is going to potentially become Georgia's very first national park. Federal money, protection, and also a way to boost tourism to the area of Macon, which also helps with the economy. We're going to have that story tonight at 11 on Atlanta News First, also on our newscast at 10 on Peachtree TV. You don't want to miss that, because that's a big story, big for our economy, but also big for people who love the environment and love to go to the parks. And you don't have to go to the Grand Canyon, and you don't have to go to New York or Utah to see beautiful nature. You can do it right here, hopefully soon, in Georgia.
All righty. Well, you know what? It's been fun chatting with you. But Joe Geezy is over here, Shon Gables, and he is saying...
Is he the only one
where
that's
was that
chiming
at?
in
Oh,
on
yeah, yeah.
YouTube?
He is the only one that's talking
Well,
right
I
now, but there's
encourage you
several
guys.
people out there.
I'm new to the roster, so I'm new. I want to feel welcome. So why don't you chime in, send your questions to our YouTube channel, and if you have any questions, we'll try to answer them before we leave off air. But I am so glad to be here. It is Wednesday, May 1st. Can you believe it? It's now May, the 5th month of the year. We're almost halfway through 2024. I hope that you're making the best of it. Tonight at 11 on Atlanta News First, our news team is out in the streets working extremely hard to cover some of the biggest stories that we want here in Metro Atlanta. I'm still learning my way here, including how to position myself on the camera. But let's start with ground zero, because we are covering a big, huge story that's happening right now at Emory University. The clashes between students and faculty and police officers continues over the Israel-Hamas war. Tonight, Emory University is ground zero again. Pro-Palestinian protesters, they've moved inside of Emory's University admissions building. They have placed barricades outside. Our Tory Cooper is on the ground as protesters have been warned police might move in soon. There have been arrests at Emory earlier this week. We're waiting to see if that is actually going to happen again tonight. Tory Cooper will have an update tonight at 10 on Peachtree TV, also on Atlanta News First at 11. You don't want to miss that. Our other big story that we're following, you can expect to see on Atlanta News First tonight at 11. Our Madeline Montgomery is reporting from St. Mark's United Methodist Church in Midtown Atlanta. This is where the United Methodist Church has officially reversed its decades-long ban on LGBTQ clergy. The move comes after a huge rift in the denomination, with nearly 300 churches in North Georgia disaffiliating itself from the group. Madeline tonight goes one-on-one with the leadership at St. Mark's, a church which is known for its allyship with Atlanta's LGBTQ community. Our other story is going to be with our political reporter, Doug Reardon. He's going to take a look at brand new legislation that's just been signed by Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, and it's going to help figure out how to help first responders as well as their mental health. Let's listen into Doug as he talks about this new bill.
I'm political reporter Doug Reardon. Gwinnett Sergeant Ashley Wilson's partner, Antoine Toney, was shot and killed on the job in 2018. His name is now right here on this memorial in Lawrenceville. Tony died in Wilson's arms, which kicked off a long battle for her with PTSD that Wilson went into debt trying to get treatment for. The state and her department couldn't help her because she wasn't physically hurt. A new law, named after Wilson, signed today, will mandate that cities and counties pay an insurance premium, just $100 a year per first responder. And if one of them suffers trauma on the job, this fund will pay for their treatment. Wilson said undoubtedly this will save lives. First responders are entitled to as much as $3,000 for treatment a year under this new law.
Okay, that was Doug Reardon reporting. You were going to have more on that story tonight at 11 on Atlanta News First, also at 10 on Peachtree TV. Our other story, before we wrap things up, this is for sports fans, the Braves. They had a game against the Seattle Mariners today. They won. But if you were trying to watch it here in Georgia, you probably didn't see it. That is if you have Infinity TV. Man, there's a big rift that's happening between Infinity and Bally Sports. The fight has put Braves fans in the middle, and now you have a blackout. And until they can resolve it, folks, you're not going to be able to see the games. That one stinks. Bally Sports is officially off the air of Affinity for their customers, Xfinity. That's the nation's second largest cable provider. Both sides have been releasing press releases, both sides blaming each other. Until this blow-up is settled, fans are wanting to watch Braves games. We've got some scoop for you. Just because there's a blackout doesn't mean that you can't watch the game. We figured out how you can access Bally Sports South. You can do it with Fubo TV, DirecTV streaming will also cover the games. And, of course, you can catch all of the highlights tonight at 11 with Atlanta News First sports director Burley. She's going to kill me. I've messed her name up 2 nights in a row. I love you, Bailey. But Bailey Burmaster is our sports director. She's going to have all the highlights tonight. And here's a reminder for you right here. Just check this out. Get your notifications to get on-demand breaking news, live streams, sports, and your top headlines on Atlanta News First app. We're also on YouTube TV, Roku TV, Fire TV, Apple TV, and, of course, we are always online at atlantanewsfirst.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Shon Gables. We're going to see you tonight at 11 on Atlanta News First. Make sure you join Blair Miller, Sports Director Bailey Burmaster, can't say her name enough, and Atlanta News First meteorologist Fred Campagna. He's going to have your first alert forecast and also give you another warning and the new timeline for if there are any changes with the wet weather that is headed our way on Friday evening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.